So here we have one of the first remote controlled cars. Now we've taken it apart. It's a friend of mine, Peter's, and I took out a dent in here, basically with a piece of wood underneath, a round piece of wood, or just a nice, pretty same shaped piece of wood underneath. Or sometimes you lay it down on a piece of wood like this, and then you get something heavier than this, and a little rounded on the ends, and you press the dent out, and the dent just pops out when you do this. Now, I'm just going to get you a piece, show you what I used. It's over here in the garage, it's a bit hid. Just a piece of wood, like any old piece of wood that's a little roundish on the edges here. You know, you can take a file around it, and then you just put it down here and you press, and most of the dent came out, but I had a little seam here, right? A little seam. And what I did was I took this 9 hammer, placed this down on wood or anything you like, and you just tap it lightly where the crease is, and the crease disappears, and you know, you hardly know there was a dent in this now. I'm pretty happy with it. Now I'm just taking off the windscreen because this here is so rusted, it's very bad. But we wanted to have a patina so it looks old still. So I'm going to take it off and see what I can do with it. I'm going to zoom in here and show you this. When you're taking off these tabs down in here, use a nice flat nose pliers. And what this does is it makes less chance of you damaging the tabs or breaking them off. This was chromed once, this whole car, so, and you want it to come away easy. You know, it can't kind of be too tough. This one's holding on here a little. I have no idea why. Most likely a little rusted. The little mark in this one here, like a twist mark. It's just hard to get it. There she goes. That one's out. There's another 2 left. There goes that one. See, this one has a little nick in it. And these pliers are great at this. You just give it a little nick like that, and there you go. They clean up the tabs for you. And we have the window out. Now we'll just see what we're going to do about cleaning this. I'll just take the windscreen out, which is just bent in here. Remember, you take the whole tab and you pull it out. As you can see, the windscreen's about to come out. I think this one's holding it in a bit. A little crack there. This is not my toy, so I'm a little, can be very careful about how I do this. There we go. Ah, lovely. Now we'll see what we're going to do with this little wire. How we're going to clean it. I tried a little wire brush here. Not a brass one, because it make it brassy looking, but just a standard metal wire brush, like. And it's not really shining up much. Nothing's really happening much. It's still pretty. So I'm going to put it on the wire brush on the grinder. There's a wire brush on one side, and we'll see if that polishes it up, and I'll show it to you then. What I'm trying to do here is try and polish them up a little bit. The rust here is nearly too bad in some places. This is okay, I think, with patina. This is really bad, this badge is bad, and the lights are bad. So I'm taking a drill with a cheap brass wire brush and just giving it, that has to be tight, a little bit of a polish so they stand out again. If you were, should put on leather gloves for this or use the pliers to be on the safe side, which I will do now instead of doing it such a dangerous way, I suppose you could call it. So yeah, a little wire brush, trying to get the patina back. See, it was like this before. It wasn't shiny chrome. Just lightly. You don't want to ruin the whole aging process of this car. That's the thing, having a little bit of pullback of not overdoing the cleaning. You have to have it just right. Even leaving maybe a little rust on there. So, you know, it looks old. Yeah, I like that. It's got a bit of patina still. It looks old. I think I'll leave that. A little bit of tin foil maybe. And we'll just show you the difference between the two lights when I put it back together. That way you can see what I'm up to. Put a bit of WD-40 on the car to let the rust, it'll go in the rust a bit. I might polish a little bit more with compound, I don't know yet. So I'll just put this light together and put it on, you can have a look at the difference. There you go, here's my, try to get light on it, there, sorry, there you go. There's the one that's done a little bit, and there's the one that's a bit too rusted still. But it's really beginning to look nice now. Not overdone, it looks like it's still an old car. That's what I want to get for my client. I'll do the second light and do this badge, and we'll see where we go then. But you know, the windscreen tint turned out pretty good as well, look. I've done the edge of the windscreen a bit. Looking much cleaner. You can see the front looks a bit too grotty now. I don't know what to do with this bumper yet. I've done the badge here nicely. We've got to do these lights and this. So we'll do it bit by bit and see how it goes. Yeah, just wire brush this with the drill and a wire brush on it like this. And I've taken the license plate piece off here. But I've got a this goes this way. I've got quite a good looking patina. Well, but with this silver tin foil, you give it a rub and it gives it that kind of a dull old look that you're looking for, right? So I just rub this in there a bit. Try not to make it look so rusty. See the difference between this side and this side is already quite a bit different. Give it back a little bit of a chrome look, even though it is old. And we'll put it back on, we'll see what it looks like. I quite like that, I think. You can see how nicely this has kind of come up. Shows the car and the color better. And I'm going to get up close for you guys. I don't know whether it'll focus, but you can see a lot of the rust is gone, but there's still patina there. So it looks quite pretty. We got to do these headlamp edges, you know, the surround around the brake lights. And the back will be done, and we have to do maybe something with the bumper a little bit in front. But she's really beginning to look up now. Gonna have a cup of tea. Yeah, so here's the car finished. I've tried to keep the patina on it. As you can see, windshield has a little bit of a thing. It's very hard to get this windshield to fit. I pressed it in a way in. It's still having a little bit of space there, but can't do anything much about that. I suppose that's the way it was fitted. I cleaned this chrome here. One was pretty good. This chrome was pretty good, but this one was totally rusted. So I've given it a little bit. It still has a little bit of the rust in. Clean the door handles now. And all the lights are all done and the bumpers are all done. I just need to give it a little bit of a wash because there's a little bit of cream on it still. But I mean, you know, it is very, very nice. One of the first remote controlled cars. I think it goes by radio frequency actually. There you go. When I get the bottom, when I go to deliver this to the guy, I'll get the bottom and show you how it actually works maybe, if you're interested. So, voila, all done. On to the next project.